Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 5 of the Unlimited Characters podcast. It's episode 5. The Bears had 5 picks in last week's draft, and the Lakers just lost in 5. So let's get into it. Nothing to wait for. Chicago, we're finally back, baby. Caleb Williams, welcome to the Windy City. Welcome to Chicago. I'm pumped up, rocking the Walter Payton throwback jersey. One Hall of Famer, hoping Caleb becomes the next Bears Hall of Famer, at least from one of these recent draft class. And I'm absolutely geeked up, man. Watched the draft last week with a bunch of my friends. We were over at my boy Nico's. Shout out to Nico. Over at the Six Corners Loft, guys, the old Sears. I was actually a cashier at that Sears on the north side of Chicago, but beautiful building, great draft, great vibes. I mean, let's just get into a quick summary of it. I got the official black book here, straight out of Hallis Hall, on my mama. This is the Scouts notes. I'm just kidding, but number 1 pick for us, y'all, like I just said, Caleb Williams, drawing tons of Patrick Mahomes comparisons for his creativity, the different arm angles that he has. His biggest flaw that I would say, and kind of looking at a lot of the scouts reports, was just that he fumbles at a pretty high rate. So in 2023, he actually had more fumbles than he had in all his other In 2023, he had more fumbles than he had in all other years. So in 31 career college games, Caleb had 33 fumbles, and he had 16 of those fumbles in 2023. The good thing is he doesn't really throw a lot of interceptions. He only had 5 interceptions last year. So 21 total turnovers last year, 16 fumbles, 5 interceptions. And it is a little bit nerve-wracking just because obviously the Bears have had some issues with the offensive line. Fields had a ton of turnovers these last couple of years trying to create plays. So, Caleb, a little bit more refined of a quarterback prospect, hopefully not running around too much. He's talked about it a few times, how he's not really a big fan of trying to run, more to just kind of make plays. So hopefully hold on to that ball, Caleb. Do a bunch of drills this summer. Hold on to that thing. Go down. If you are going to get hit, don't try to be crazy out there. Our number 2 pick for the Bears, number 9 pick in the draft. Big ups to the Bears, getting that young receiver, Rome Odunze, out of Washington. Absolute stud. He was ranked the 3rd receiver in the draft, so we did pick him up as that 3rd receiver. A lot of people, who knows, maybe have him a little bit higher. Marvin Harrison, kind of that number 1. Neighbors out of LSU has been kind of fighting for that 2nd spot with Odunze. Odunze, proven receiver, was at Washington with Michael Penix, who was the shocking pick of the draft from the Falcons. But he's a young speedster, perfect to go along DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. I know we're all excited about the Keenan Allen pickup, but let's be honest, we know Keenan misses a few games at least every year. So, Rome, perfect player to have step up in his place, and he's going to be able to learn from DJ Moore and from Keenan Allen. So Bears offense right now, man, looking absolutely stacked at the skill set position players. We got obviously Caleb Williams at quarterback. We got Odunze. We have DJ Moore. We got Keenan Allen out at wide receiver. We got Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett at tight end. Picked up DeAndre Swift. We still got Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson still on the roster. So this is arguably probably the best offense, at least on paper, that the Bears have had in my entire life, in my 30 years of existence. I'm pumped up, man. I think this is the year we finally do some things. So those are our first 2 picks. Got a little bit carried away, got a little bit excited. We still had 3 more. So at the number 75 pick, we went with Kyrian Amigaje. Probably butchered that one. Offensive tackle out of Yale. A lot of size and athleticism, a lot of pop, according to scouts on the screen, but just not ready to kind of start right away. So definitely going to help with the future. I'm going to learn a lot. I think it's Braxton that's on the line for the Bears, has had some troubles, missed some time. So Kieran will probably get some opportunity to play, but you could tell, just focused on offense here. We go quarterback, we go receiver, we're going offensive tackle. And at number 122, we went with the punter, guys. What everybody says not to do, Bears did it. Torrey Taylor out of Iowa. Torrey Taylor, monster leg, broke a ton of records at Iowa, had 32 punts inside of the 20-yard line, and was an All-American last year. So even though we took a punter early, can't help it when it's an All-American, guys. And cool story, I'm sure everybody heard already. Caleb Williams shot him a text, let him know, hey, happy to have you on the team, but we're not going to be punting that much this year, bro. So, hey, a lot of people talking smack about it, but Caleb, as long as you could back it up, talk that talk, man. And our last pick at the 144th pick, Austin Booker, defensive end out of Kansas, a developmental pick, kind of from what they're saying. Only had 505 college snaps, so still a lot to learn for that young man. But exciting draft for us. We mostly went on the offensive side. I guess punter, technically special teams. But I think, if really the question I would have is what grade do I give the Bears for this pick? And I'll say straight up, I think I'm going to go with an A-, guys. So question is, what grade do you give the Bears for the draft? I'm going with an A-. I mean, absolute stud offensive side of the ball for us. When you have 2 picks in the top 10 and both are most likely going to immediately make an impact, that automatically gets you like in the B range. We picked up a solid tackle, which is something we need to protect the quarterback. We got a punter that's an All-American that hopefully we don't need him too much. But if he is out there, he's from the Midwest, already played at Iowa. Shouldn't be too much harder to transition over to Chicago, even though Soldier Field is right off the lake. And then obviously that defensive end out of Kansas. So I'm going with an A-. Obviously, those first 2 picks in the top 10 are really carrying that grade for us. But A-, I mean, Bears, not only did they kick ass in the draft, they've been doing their thing during free agency. Those pickups we already talked about, and then even Montez Sweat from last year. So that's a thing people forget is we did have 2 other picks in this draft, but we gave one up to get Keenan Allen, and the other one was a second-round pick that we gave up to get Montez Sweat. So pretty much this draft has turned a lot for the Bears, turned a lot of things around. I'm excited. I know the whole city of Chicago is pumped up. So A- right there. And you know what they say, C's get degrees, so that's good, but A's get the championships, baby. So number 1, Caleb Williams. Number 9, Rome Odunze. It's just, what else could you say, man? You got two top 10 players. That's all you could ask for. I can't stop thinking about it. I've watched a million YouTube videos about the Chicago Bears so far, and I just can't help myself. Everything that says Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, I'm clicking on it. We're all tapped in. Everybody, get the new bear paw out. Get the claw. It's crazy that we haven't been doing that longer, but get it out. And the real question, too, is how many of you guys are going to be painting your nails orange and blue by week 1? Let me know. I'm not going to do it, but I have a couple ideas of who might be doing it that's out there in the field. Next question I have, still pertaining to the Bears, man. Will the Bears make the playoffs this season? So that's kind of the question everybody's asking. Last year we finished at, I believe, 9-8, so barely over 500. Let me double check that. I'm always here talking like I know what I'm talking about. And we ain't always focused on facts here, but we focused on mostly facts, not fiction. Bears record 2023. Not showing up. 7. Why did I think we were 9-8? We were 7-10, 9-8. I'm just hopeful. So 7-10 last year. That was with, pretty much brand new offense again. A Justin Fields that missed a couple of games. Tyler Badgett had to play for us. We missed the playoffs. We ended up finishing last in our division behind the Lions, Packers, and Vikings. Lions are still going to be there. They arguably probably should have made the Super Bowl last year. They blew a big lead to the San Francisco 49ers. Packers, a ton of people are really high on them. Jordan Love did his thing in the playoffs. They have a young defense. They did get rid of Aaron Jones, but they brought in Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. And then obviously the Vikings, they went out and got J.J. McCarthy. They still have Sam Darnold, who's going to be starting for them. They have Aaron Jones now that came from Green Bay, and they still also have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. So still a lot of people out there. I did go through kind of the little record. We're back to the George Halas Black Book. All the answers you need, you can find in here. But I went through through the game. So for those of you that aren't aware, Chicago Bears schedule, their opponents are already out, so we know who they're going to play, but they haven't set the actual dates of what the games are going to be. So taking a look at home, obviously we're going to play Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota. We're going to host them at home, play them away. We're also going to be hosting 4 NFC West teams this year. The Rams, hosting them, so let me get back to that. Bears are going to be hosting. Bears are playing 4 NFC West teams this year and 4 AFC South teams this year. So we finished in 4th place last year. NFL does a thing where you play like a 4th place schedule. So we're actually going to be playing, I think it's 3 or 4 different 4th place teams within those different divisions I mentioned as well. So at home, we're going to host the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, the Rams and Seahawks out of that NFC West, and then the Jaguars and Titans from the South, Panthers from the South, and then the Patriots as well. So at home, man, I think I picked us right here. I picked out the games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 at home. I got us losing to the Rams, Jaguars, and Titans. Probably very ambitious, but I'm saying we're beating the Lions. We had them in both games last year. Packers, I think Caleb Williams brings that difference, gets us that W. Vikings, I don't think they're going to be that great. I don't think either of their quarterbacks are that good. So I would say we're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 at home. And then on the road, I went with 4 and 4. So even. So that would have us finishing at 10 and 7. And I'm going to say we do make the playoffs next year. Obviously, you see the gear, got the Bears hat on, got the Walter Payton jersey on, got the Cubs, got the Bulls. I'm from Chicago. I'm going to be a little bit optimistic. I'm going, yes, Chicago Bears will make the playoffs at 10 and 7. I think a lot of people are banking on Minnesota being good. Who knows what Aaron Jones is going to look like? Can he stay healthy? Last year, they weren't really all that much once they got rid of Dalvin Cook. Madison wasn't too much to do back there in the running. And that was with Kirk Cousins. He did miss a few games, of course, but even with them, they look good. They're never that much better. I don't think Darnold's going to be some big difference maker that's going to make them better. And J.J. McCarthy, I think, is probably one of the most overrated picks and definitely got drafted way higher than I thought he should be. So I'm going to say, yes, the Bears are going to make the playoffs. We're going to be 10 and 7, probably sneak in as a wild card. And, I think it's a great thing if we can get in there, let Caleb right away get some experience. He's currently, Caleb Williams, the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. So, man, I'm nervous, y'all. We have everything. Looks like it's working so far. We got the number 1 pick for everyone saying a generational talent. We got the young receiver that can be with him for the next 10 years, Romo Dunze. We picked up the vets you need. We got Keenan Allen this year, picked up DJ Moore last year, got DeAndre Swift now. I mean, what else do we need? Everything's going so good as a Chicago fan, and like as a Bears fan, you're just like, hey, to see it all come together would be crazy, but I'm still scared thinking something might fall apart, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we're singing the Bear Down song all year, scoring a ton of points. It's probably be the most high functioning offense we've ever had, and that's saying a lot considering we're one of like the original football, NFL, National Football League teams. But Bears, I say yes. I think we will make the playoffs. I mean, I think, like I said, we're going to go 6 and 4 at home, probably go 500 on the road. And, those division ones, those are always tough. I picked us to beat all of our division opponents at home. Who knows if we actually beat them on the road, vice versa. But I think, I think we have a lot to challenge for this year. And also the NFL changes every year. So, it's hard to look at last year who made the playoffs and automatically put them in for this upcoming season. So that's why I think the Bears will be that team. We'll change it up. We'll make sure that we're the ones making it into the playoffs. So I'm excited. Like I said, if everything's going right so far, and who knows, I think there's a really big chance we're going to get one of that opening night game, maybe opening weekend, get on a really big, perfect time slot for us to go in. It's Bear season, y'all. I'm ready to bear down the Bears. We're here. We're here to stay, y'all. Chicago, stand up. Man, I'm geeked. All right. Another thing that has been going around, at least in my group chat circles, is the Caleb Williams jersey an instant cop, instant purchase. I had the Justin Fields jersey. It's sitting in the closet right now. I had the orange one. I was all in on Fields just because I was excited for somebody. So, that's what I want to know. Do you guys think the Caleb Williams jersey is an instant purchase? Is it something you're going to go out, buy right away? Who cares? We know he's going to do it. Or is it something where maybe you want to wait, sit back a little bit, and see how it goes? I mean, in the last 5 or 6 years, the Bears, it's been hard. Anytime you buy a jersey from someone, they haven't really lasted here that long. I know a ton of people went on the Khalil Mack jersey. He gone. Before that, everybody had an Urlacher jersey. He was with the team forever. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think you got to do. Start off with a classic. I got the Fields one. I learned the hard way. Hopefully he goes to Pittsburgh. Maybe he becomes something and it becomes a throwback jersey. Who knows? But right now, I'm going to say the Caleb Williams jersey is an instant purchase, y'all. I'm about to go order one right now. Who knows? Maybe got to do the white, maybe do the blue. But the excitement he's creating, the aura that he's got going right now, everything going for the city of Chicago, why not get the Caleb Williams jersey? I think he's going to be number 18. So a little bit different. I think the last 18 on the Bears was Kyle Orton. So hopefully he has a lot better and more success than Kyle Orton did with us. But I'm going to go out on a limb, say the Caleb Williams jersey is an instant purchase. He's going to bring the vibes. He's going to bring some wins. I think he's going to change things up for the entire city of Chicago. It's already insane seeing the Bears talked about on every national show. And it's not just like all the way at the end as a little throw in. We're leading shows. They're talking about Caleb, talking about the team, talking about Rome. I mean, it's exciting, really, truly, probably one of the most exciting times to be a Bears fan. We made the Super Bowl back in 2007. I was only, I think, in 8th grade. So it's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time. That's 17 years ago that we were in the Super Bowl. And we've been to, like, I think 1 or 2 NFC championship games, but neither of them I really think anybody thought we had a shot to win. Even the Super Bowl that we got, we remember Rex Grossman taking us there, Devin Hester running it back, and then Indianapolis pretty much beating us in a boring ass, I think it was 28-16 game. But the real Bears fans, we're still here. We're still holding it down. We're making sure that everybody knows Chicago's back, y'all. Exciting year, man. When Chicago's good at football, I think it's better for the NFL. Definitely better for the entire city of Chicago. Right up there with like the Bulls. If the Bears could win a Super Bowl, there's probably nothing else that brings this whole city together. It's the one team that everybody roots for. NFL's king. Everybody watches NFL. So we know the eyes are always on that team. So let's keep our hearts open, our prayers up, our fingers crossed for the summer that everything goes right. Team builds up some chemistry. I'm pumped up, man. It's only April. We still got to wait at least 5 more months until we get some preseason, get some actual NFL football going. I think preseason is actually in August, so 4 months. And tomorrow's actually May, so we good. But a little bit closer, almost there. Chicago, this is going to be our season finally. Not only, maybe not necessarily win it all, but finally be relevant with an actual chance to push forward. We had some good seasons with Mitch. We made a couple of runs, but it always felt like that was kind of in spite of him versus because of him. So Caleb Williams, arguably the first real like franchise quarterback in the modern era for the Chicago Bears. So everybody get pumped. Hopefully by the next episode, your boy will get the Caleb Williams jersey going crazy. And which color do you guys think? Do you think blue, the blue jersey, the orange one, or the white? I got this one in white. I got the Fields one in orange just because that orange one is crazy, but maybe that was a jinx. Maybe the Halloween orange isn't the one you go for the first time. I might have to go with that Caleb Williams, that navy blue. It's going to go off. It's going to go crazy. Got to get more stuff, though, man. Got to get more Bears. More Bears. Can't wait for opening night for them, y'all. It's going to be on another level, and hopefully this is finally the year that we could take down those stinking Packers, y'all. I mean, a lot of people love Jordan Love, so we could be looking at a next 10 years of some Jordan Love, Caleb Williams battles. But just a quick recap, giving the Bears an A- for their draft grade. And yes, I do think the Bears are going to make the playoffs this season. Did a quick breakdown of the schedule. I'm picking them to go 10-7, coming in as a wild card. And lastly, is the Caleb Williams jersey an instant purchase? A lot of us are regretting that Justin Fields purchase. Should we wait a year to see how Caleb plays, or do you just go out and buy it now? Let me know what you guys think. What grade do you guys give the Bears? Should you go out and get that Caleb Williams jersey right away? And will the Bears make the playoffs? Let me know what you think, guys. This is a crucial year for the Bears, y'all. Bear down. Come on. Let's go. All right, man. I'm ready to run through a brick wall. I'm freaking pumped. All right. So next topic, guys. NBA playoffs, man. Let's go through not quick, but we'll do a recap. NBA playoffs. We have a couple teams now that have advanced into the second round. But a quick recap of last night's games. Boston defeated Miami 102-88. Boston's now up 3-1. They did get a little scare. Jason Tatum twisted his ankle, but Boston's up 3-1. They should be able to close Miami here out, and honestly, probably shouldn't even lost the game. Thunder did close out the Pelicans. They'll face either the Clippers or the Mavericks. That series is currently at 2-2. But Thunder beat the Pelicans last night. No Zion Williamson. Thunder, a lot of people said, might have not been one of the best one seeds, a young one seed, maybe inexperienced, but they march on. They're into the next round. And I mean, it's, well, I'll get into it. But right now, so far, like I said, Boston up 3-1. They beat the Heat last night. Thunder close out the Pelicans. They're going to be going on to face either the Clippers or the Mavericks. And the big story, what everyone's been looking at, talking about, Nuggets complete the gentleman sweep. They beat the Lakers yesterday. They're now closed them out 4-1. They're going on to the next round. The Nuggets are going to have a big matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who they also did sweep the Phoenix Suns the other night. So last night, Boston wins. They're up 3-1. The Thunder win. They're on to the next round. And the Nuggets win. They're on to the next round as well. So, just to go into a little bit about that Lakers game, I mean, Boston, nothing crazy to talk about there. Like I mentioned, biggest thing, Tatum got hurt. Derek White went absolutely crazy for Boston. Let's see what he had. He had 38 points on 15 of 26 from the field, 8 of 15 from three. Tatum only had 20, Brown 17. So Boston, one of the deepest teams. Porzingis, he did get hurt. So Porzingis is currently hurt. He has what appears to be some sort of calf strain. They think that it's not anything to do with the Achilles, but looks like he's going to be out for a few weeks. So that might impact Boston's opportunity to actually make it to the Eastern Conference Finals as well as the NBA Finals. So they have another game. They got to wrap it up against Miami. They already have this injury. Tatum had a weird one where Derek White fell, then Tatum went up, got bumped. He kind of tweaked his ankle, falling back onto Derek White. But Kristaps, now he got hurt. And yeah, Boston is known for having one of the deeper teams. They have a deep roster. But once those injuries start to pile up, y'all, this gets worse and worse. And Eastern Conference right now, it seems like everybody's decimated by injuries. Giannis is still out for the Bucks. Lillard's now out for the Bucks. Embiid playing on pretty much one leg, half a face. He's struggling right now. Looks like everybody's kind of just, struggling to get to the finish line. So injuries are taking its toll. Boston, Porzingis is out for a while. Tatum tweaked his ankle. Hopefully he's okay. The Bucks on that second seed, Giannis is out. Dame Lillard's out. For the Knicks, even Julius Randle's out. So there's just kind of injuries all over the place. It is a battle of attrition in the NBA. You got to make it all the way through the season, make it through these battles, this 7-game series in every round. So, Boston, they've kind of coasted throughout most of the year. So I'm sure they're a little bit worried. I know Porzingis has been a big factor for them. And yeah, they do have a bench. They still got Tillman. They got Horford. They got Luke Cornett. So they do have some other backup bigs, but they don't do what Porzingis does. So Boston, you better wrap it up, y'all. Miami, they fight. They play hard. Every game you keep going up against them, somebody else could get injured. Everybody that's injured doesn't get to rest. So I think they still have a lot of time for Porzingis to get back, but things aren't looking too good right now for them, y'all. So winner of the Cavs and Magic series goes on to play Boston. Orlando and Cleveland are tied 2-2. So, I mean, Boston, if they could get the win, they're playing Wednesday tomorrow. If they could get that win, close it out. Cleveland, Orlando, that might go 7. So you definitely want to try to close this one out. Boston, get rested up. And, like I said, Miami plays hard. So there's no guarantee that game 5 is just going to go automatically to the Boston Celtics. Then in the other game, like I was talking about, Thunder, they pulled it out. Pause. Against the Pelicans. Pretty easy win, 97-89. No Zion Williamson. I'm still genuinely surprised by how easy and how smooth the Thunder were able to handle that game. Jalen Williams, absolute stud, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 14 yesterday in that game. Man, he's one of those names that if you don't really watch a lot of NBA basketball, if you're not always keeping up, he's a shock to you if you're just watching him for the first time in the playoffs. Jalen Williams, man, I know a lot of people talked about the Thunder need to go get another star. Now that the Suns lost, people are talking about they should go get Kevin Durant. I think Jalen Williams is that third piece that they need. They got Chet down manning the middle. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then now you have Jalen Williams out there on the wing. So who knows what else they need to do? I think you just let this core grow. The Pelicans, on another hand, who knows what they're going to do? Zion and Brandon Ingram seem to never stay healthy at the same time. And Trey Murphy III and Herb Jones are both just great wing defenders, classic just 3-and-D type of players. So a lot of people are questioning, are they going to try to maybe trade Zion? Do you try to trade Brandon Ingram? What can you actually get the most for? I would probably try to trade Brandon Ingram. I think Herb Jones and Trey Murphy are perfect fits by Zion, but obviously that also depends on how healthy is Zion actually going to stay. Zion seems to be, always getting hurt every year. He looked the most healthy that he's been in the NBA this year. Most in shape, I guess would be the right word, not healthy. And he still ended up getting hurt. So really tough thing right there for the Pelicans. Do you rely on Zion? Do you rely on Brandon Ingram? Neither one of them are honestly the most durable or healthy players that stay out there on the floor. And yesterday, Brandon Ingram only had 8 points. So he played 38 minutes, 8 points, 2 of 14. So that's the thing, Zion, when he's out there, those type of stats usually don't happen. Zion's kind of like a walking 20 and 8 at least every time he's out on the court. Brandon Ingram seems to be a little bit more inconsistent. And CJ McCollum, that vet that they brought in, didn't really make too much of a difference, I guess, this season. But, maybe it is a tough adjustment coming into play with Ingram and Zion. So we'll see what CJ can do. Pelicans kind of snuck in after losing to the Lakers, and now they're just going home after a quick little 4-0 run by the Thunder. So could have been a different story maybe if Zion played, but he didn't, and it's not a different story. So Thunder on to the next one. Right now it looks like we kind of have an entire new wave of NBA taking place in the next round. Nuggets, like I mentioned, they beat the Lakers last night. Another close game. Let me pull that up too. Another close game, y'all. 4-1, they did get the gentleman's sweep, but the Lakers definitely put on a really tough fight against the Nuggets. They lost yesterday, 108-106. Jamal Murray with his second game-winning shot of the series. The other one was at the buzzer. This one left maybe 3-4 seconds left on the clock. The Lakers got the ball back. No timeouts left. LeBron got kind of trapped up in the corner, threw it to Taurean Prince. Prince shot that ball, missed. Lakers go home. LeBron stormed off the court, didn't shake hands with anybody, had nothing to say. I'll be interested to see what his reasoning is behind that, because usually the players stay out there. They talk, they shake hands. Anthony Davis stayed out there. And I get it from LeBron's perspective. He's frustrated and all that, but bro, you guys lost 108-106. It was a hard-fought game. You just got to kind of give the props to the Nuggets. I get it. From the competitive standpoint, it sucks. Losing again. I think they've lost 12 out of 13 now to the Nuggets. So the Lakers definitely have a owned by Denver sign all over their name. But come on, Bron, have some class. Stay out there. Shake hands. Don't storm off the court like that. I get it if you guys got destroyed, if you lost by 50, you're pissed off at your team for not coming out. You guys fought hard yesterday. Even on that game-winning shot, Austin Reeves was right in Jamal Murray's face. He had a hand up. Murray just makes those shots, to be realistic. He's not scared. Nuggets ain't scared. They're back to defend that championship. And like I mentioned earlier, the big matchup next round, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves going on to take on the Denver Nuggets. The last team that really beat the Nuggets, that was able to handle them, was that bubble Lakers team. And we all remember they were stacked at that big position. They had Dwight Howard. They had JaVale McGee. And, of course, they had Anthony Davis. And similar type of lineup in Minnesota, they have Karl Anthony Towns. They got Rudy Gobert. They got Naz Reid. So a lot of different big bodies they could throw at Jokic. And, of course, the other Ant Edwards, the Ant-Man, going absolutely nuts against the Suns. And it's going to be awesome to see him, really going up and battling against Jamal Murray, against KCP. I don't know who they're going to stick on Ant. Maybe it's KCP. Maybe it's Aaron Gordon. But next round, Minnesota versus Nuggets. It's starting up on Saturday. Really, both teams were the number one seed, flipping back and forth all year with the Thunder. So right now, Minnesota's third, but they easily could have been the number one team. And same thing for the Nuggets. So realistically, pretty much like two number one seeds battling it out in the West. You got the young Ant Edwards that's hungry, really wants to come up. You could see that aggressiveness. He's carrying his team. He's a great leader, going up against the defending champs. Can they do it again? I think this is the matchup that everybody wants to see. You got enough bigs to go up against Jokic, some bodies to throw at him. You got Ant Edwards, who's just not afraid of anybody, that's, going to be ready for that limelight. I think that series goes 7. Nuggets, man, I don't know. if they get out of this series, then the Nuggets are the truth, y'all. They're already the truth. They're the champs. They beat the Lakers, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's like the Spurs back then. I just cannot fully fold to be like, yeah, this the team, this the team. But Nuggets, Timberwolves, Saturday, and we got tonight Clippers and Mavericks. And if the Mavericks, which a lot of people are picking them to win the series, if the Mavericks get out of the first round, we're gonna have the Thunder versus the Mavericks, and then we're gonna have the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. So I think for the first time since 2005, there's gonna be no LeBron, no Steph Curry, no Kevin Durant in the second round of the playoffs. So I think we're officially in the new NBA era. All new teams led by all new types of people, all new types of young players are now advancing to the playoffs. We just saw Kevin Durant get swept. We saw LeBron lose in 5. Steph Curry didn't even make the playoffs. It's crazy seeing the NBA change right before our eyes, but with people like Edwards, with Luka Doncic, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, people like Edwards, people like Doncic, people like SGA, people like Jokic, just kind of carrying the new generation. NBA's in really good hands, but I want to see Luka Doncic. I want to see Ant Edwards. I want to see it all, y'all. Jokic, you're the guy. You're the MVP, but I think it's time for something else, y'all. I need some other basketball. I need some yeet, 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 yeet. But let me know. Do you guys think, is it officially, what's the best way to put this? Is the LeBron, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant era officially over? Are they going to win any championships? Are they going to make any deep playoff runs? I think no. It looks like the new wave's officially here. Timberwolves with Edwards. You got the Thunder with SGA and Chet. You got the Nuggets, of course, with Murray and Jokic. And then if the Mavericks win, of course, it's Luka, Kyrie-led team. So we're pretty close to seeing all those big names that have carried the NBA for the last 10-plus years all going home, all going to Cancun. So let me know, do you think that era of the NBA is officially over? Is the LeBron, Curry, KD era over? Even the Harden, Kawhi, everybody seems to be going home. And there's been, in every championship besides, I think, the Nuggets, there's been a Curry, there's been a LeBron, there's been a Durant. So the changing of the guard has come, y'all. Who's the new face of the NBA? I think a lot of that is going to depend on who wins this year. Jokic, obviously a big face, but it doesn't look like he wants to be that guy. But if the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets, y'all, I'm telling you, and Edwards about to be everywhere. And a lot of people don't forget, Ja Morant's still out this year, y'all. Can you imagine a Ja Morant versus Ant Edwards Western Conference series, man? It'd be explosive. So let's hope Ja can come back healthy next year. But it looks like we're officially in the new wave right now of the NBA, guys. Everybody that I grew up watching is getting to that point where they're about to be done, but NBA's in good hands, y'all. All right, next question I have, this kind of pertains a little bit to Boston. Can an Eastern Conference team actually win the finals this year? So Boston, a lot of people have a ton of questions. It looks like they're kind of in this position every year. They got the best record. They kind of walked to the Eastern Conference finals, but they haven't been able to close the deal or seal the deal, as I should say. But can an Eastern Conference team win or make it to the finals? Or obviously an Eastern Conference team is going to make it. But the question is, can an Eastern Conference team make it? Why do I keep saying make it? Can an Eastern Conference team actually win the finals? Probably the two biggest threats to win, if you're looking at it right now actively, would be the Boston Celtics, best record in the NBA all year. Definitely a very versatile, stacked team. And then currently, just due to how they're playing, the New York Knicks. So I would say those are the two teams kind of on a collision course for the Eastern Conference Finals. Probably the only two teams that could make the finals. Sixers, I don't think they have it. Embiid's not fully healthy. The rest of the team's not really on that. Pacers, who it looks like are going to beat the kind of hurt or hobbled Bucks. They're not even beating them that handily. They're still kind of squeaking by. I don't think the Pacers are ready for that yet. So I don't think the Eastern Conference can win the finals this year. Boston, for some reason, it seems like they're just always missing some type of urgency, some type of just oomph to get them over the top. In New York, I don't think they have the full talent. And when you start to look at that Final Four in the Western Conference, I don't think they can beat the Timberwolves. I don't think Celtics or the Knicks. I don't think they could beat definitely not beat the Nuggets. I don't think they could beat the Mavericks. I think the one team they probably could beat would be the Thunder just because they're young, but I also don't think that the Thunder are going to make it to the finals. So I would say no. I don't think an Eastern Conference team can win the finals this year. I think the West just has the overall better teams. And I think the East, just kind of due to how weak, I guess that's the best word, overall it's been, I don't think these teams kind of got it. And I still think Boston maybe one more year. I mean, they added Drew, they added Porzingis, they have a lot of kind of change. They got rid of Marcus Smart, no more, was it Robert Williams? Different little team. So, maybe they'll have to take a little bit of an adjustment on how to actually play together throughout the playoffs. This first series, they should be easily beating the Heat. They're still kind of struggling. They lost that game. A couple of these games have been pretty close. So hopefully Boston can pull it out. They're probably the only team from the East that has a chance to win the finals, but I still don't think that any of them will. Sorry, Eastern Conference. And then another kind of the big question coming out of that Nuggets and Lakers game is everybody asking, what should the Lakers do? Should the Lakers blow up the roster? Should they make a few tweaks? Realistically, they were pretty close. They led so much of those games in all five. The 4 games they lost, I think they had a lead every game going into halftime. So they're right there. They're on the brink. They could definitely win, but they're missing a little bit, y'all. And I mean, a lot of it does come from the defensive end. Like I mentioned, when they won the finals, they had JaVale McGee, they had Dwight Howard, they had Anthony Davis. And to play against somebody like Jokic, you need those bodies. You need multiple big guys to not only foul, but just, wear them down. And right now, they pretty much rely just on Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis playing up against Jokic has to, gets pulled out from the rim when he's guarding Jokic in the perimeter. LeBron's not where he used to be. A lot of backdoor cuts by Aaron Gordon, a lot of backdoor screens for the team. Just a lot of disconnect on the defensive end. You're relying on D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, who are definitely more offensive players to try to guard people like Jamal Murray, which isn't going to look good. And even someone like KCP that's constantly active, constantly moving. And then Rui Hachimura, who's like a stove, just hot and cold, depending what the day looks like. Yesterday, he had a couple of big dunks, a lot of really nice plays, but he kind of seems to get lost throughout the series. So the big question, should the Lakers blow up the team? I'm going to say no. Let's not blow up the team, but let's definitely make some trades. There's a lot of people out there that would look good in a Lakers uniform and that would probably fit in a little bit more. The big name everybody's saying, first off, because they don't, is Trae Young. So Atlanta's kind of interested in breaking up the Murray, Trae Young backcourt. A lot of people are linking him to LA. Obviously, on the offensive side, that sounds great. But can you imagine Trae Young trying to get in the pick and roll with Jamal Murray getting cooked? I think they got to get somebody maybe a little bit bigger, somebody that can actually defend. So name I heard about today, and he's not really a defender, but definitely could go bucket for bucket with Murray, and they've done this in the past. I'm sure people remember the bubble when they were going at it. But Donovan Mitchell would be a perfect fit for the Lakers. He's probably not going to want to stay in Cleveland. Cleveland could definitely use some assets that the Lakers currently have. So you can imagine maybe sending over like an Austin Reeves, a Rui Hachimura, some of these guys. So if, Mitchell's looking to leave, if he's going to be stepping out of Cleveland, could always go join LeBron and AD in LA. And that's the kind of perfect fit next to LeBron. Mitchell's like a modern day D Wade, where he can slash and he could shoot and he can actually shoot the 3 at a highly effective rate. So kind of like a Kyrie next to LeBron, and then Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Davis into the future. You can only imagine how good that pick and roll can develop. And he's a little bit bigger, a little more durable than a Trae Young. And obviously, I think realistically, it's just a better fit. Trae Young, more just kind of offensive to me. Donovan Mitchell, not like he's some big defender, but he's a little bit bigger, stronger, more athletic. And I think just that competitive drive, him against Murray would be some battles. So that's one name that I was thinking of today, just off the top of my head. Obviously, I still think maybe they're going to be interested in Levine. That might be a Hail Mary. And hey, if you guys want to take Levine off the Bulls' hands, we'll gladly give him to you, LA. But he also doesn't play any defense. Maybe you'll see like a Beal or somebody like that, but I don't know if the Suns are going to want to do any business within the division. Different grumblings out there for maybe Portland. Portland has a couple different pieces, but I don't think Anthony Simons or someone like that's a big game changer if the Lakers went out and got him. But it's going to be very, very interesting. LeBron already opted out of his contract, or not opted out of his player option for this summer. So he's actually going to become a free agent for the first time, I think, since 2018. So a lot of people already speculating, is he looking to go to another team? Is it just for leverage? Is he going to see where Bronny ends up going? So a lot to change for the Lakers this year. A lot can happen. AD still signed. Pretty much most of the players they have are still signed. So a lot of it's going to come down to what maneuvers are they going to make? What trades are they going to make? Who are they looking out there to get? And realistically, who's going to become disgruntled? We know things happen every year, every summer, depending on how the playoffs finish out. So a lot could really go down depending on that Mavericks-Clippers series. Both teams have high expectations. Both are very ambitious for this season to see where it could go. So you can imagine if either team kind of loses in dramatic fashion, they might blow things up. Paul George might be a free agent. Who knows if he just wants to go slide on down towards the Lakers and not go to the new Clippers building. Who knows what's going to go on out there, y'all. But Lakers definitely going to be making some moves. So let me know, who do you guys think the Lakers are going to go after this summer? Should the Lakers blow up the roster? Should LeBron even stay in LA? Should LeBron go to another team? And if LeBron should go to another team, where should he go? Maybe Philly, maybe Golden State, maybe even Phoenix. Who knows? Maybe he links up with Durant or something like that. But a lot of things are going to go down. NBA playoffs continue. So tonight we got the Knicks. Knicks are hosting the Sixers again. They can close the series out tonight, pretty much put a nail in the coffin, send Embiid home once again. The Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers are playing again. They're tied 2-2. And then the Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee's hosting them. I don't think Giannis or Dame are playing again today, so not looking too good for them. They're pretty much on the brink of elimination. So, yeah, Bucks have been without Giannis pretty much the entire time. And let's see. One game left at home. They don't even want to tell us. Yeah, so no Giannis, no Damian Lillard. Looks like it's going to be a wrap tonight for the Bucks. So Central Division, Indiana about to take out a fellow counterpart. And then Wednesday night, we got Boston hosting Miami for a closeout game, and the Clippers are going to be hosting the Mavericks, y'all. So let's just do a quick recap. I can't even talk today. Quick recap, y'all. Bears draft, Chicago. We're so back. Caleb Williams, number 1. Romo Dunze at number 9. We picked up a punter at 70. No, my God, I fucked up. We got Caleb Williams at number 1. Romo Dunze at number 9. Kieran Abganje, OT out of Yale. We got Torrey Taylor, the punter out of Iowa. And Austin Booker, DE out of Kansas. So big season for the Bears coming up, y'all. Drop a comment, subscribe, like, share the video. Let's build the Ant Farm. We're doing big things. Looking to drop another episode this week. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, a raffle for some cool throwback Chicago Bulls gear, partnering up with Madhouse Vintage for that. So keep your eyes open for the raffle. Going to be dropping that this week. Got a Joakim Noah bobblehead. Got an old school Benny the Bull bobblehead. And we got a couple other items in there that I'm going to be raffling off. So drop a comment, like, bear down, baby. Chicago, we are so back. I hope you already are locked in, y'all. Entertainment, unlimited characters, deuces.